Would you like to increase your sales in 2021? Would you like to increase your profit in 2021? If so, start by doing this. Hey, my name's Jesse Eker, and today I'm talking about how you can increase your sales and increase your profit for next year by simply doing this one exercise. And this one exercise has 3 parts to it, and I want to discuss each of those parts with you. Now, it's really important for you to understand the reasoning behind this and why it really works well for you. Okay, so as an entrepreneur and business owner, we are really focused in our current environment. What's happening right now? How do we fix problems right now? How do we get better results right now, right? We're always thinking about right now, and we tend to lose sight about the vision, or where do we go, right? Where are we going versus right now? And one of the challenges that many business owners and entrepreneurs face is they can't get better results than what they're getting, and they're currently stuck in either an income level or the specific results that they're getting at the same level they're at. And one of the most important principles to go with this is you can't get better results if you keep doing the same things. So if you keep doing the same things that are getting you the current results, you can't expect them to get you better results if you're doing the same thing. So what got you here will not get you there. And so when it comes down to it, there's 3 different ways to get you there. All right. So if you're currently at one place and you'd like to go to the next level or the next step, we need to think differently, we need to be differently, and we need to act differently. And the other thing is to think about this is we need to think bigger, we need to be bigger, and we need to act bigger. So I'm gonna go through each of those and what that means and how that looks for you so that you can implement this and get on the fast track so you get some great momentum for 2021. So let's talk about think bigger first, okay? So if you're thinking right now, how do I get my next sale? How do I get like a couple leads coming in? How do I get some really quality leads? That's thinking, at a very small level versus thinking bigger, right? So if I was gonna think bigger, I would think not just, well, how do I get 1 sale? How do I get 20 sales? How do I get 50 sales, right? How do I 10x what I'm doing? That's thinking bigger. Now, I'm not saying that you need to do that, but once you start to think bigger, you start to come up with solutions and creative ideas that are gonna breed different actions and different ideas that are going to help you become bigger, all right? So if I'm gonna say, how do I 10x what I'm doing? That's going to require different systems, different marketing, different team members, different activities than I'm currently doing, because there's no way that you're gonna be able to 10x what you're doing with what you currently have. So just thinking 10x, thinking next level, even thinking 5x of what you're currently doing, that's going to at least put you in a different mindset of how can I start to structure my business? What would I have to do on the marketing side? What would I have to do on the sales side? What would I have to do on the fulfillment side for me to be able to expand to 10x? So if I said to you, okay, next week, you're gonna 10 times your sales next week, would you be able to handle that? And if not, how can you set your business up for yourself to be able to handle that? What do you need to do on the marketing side? What do you need to do on the sales side? And what do you need to do on the fulfillment side so that you can actually 10x, so you can start to move into that space, right? And that goes to the next part, be bigger, right? We gotta become bigger than we are right now. And so if we wanna become bigger than we are right now, we need to actually be bigger in the way that we show up. So when we want to become bigger, that means that we need to actually be bigger in what we're doing. We need to be different than what we're doing, right? And so being means like in here, what are you being to show up, whether it's your traits or your habits or your characteristics. So I want you to think about this. If I was going to build you as a machine, right? And I was gonna say, this machine is built for, let's just say, 10xing what your business does right now. And you can give this, you have a magic wand, and you give the machine specific traits or characteristics or habits that this machine has, and you wave your wand, or you're programming this machine to have these characteristics and traits or habits, what would be these characteristics that this machine would have, right? And so you might come up with things like this machine would be very consistent and disciplined in what they do. They'd be very focused so that they are not deviating and moving away from what they need to do so they get the right stuff done. They finish what they start. Maybe they have the habit of being very productive versus being procrastinate. Maybe the machine is playing full out to the full potential versus playing small, scared, and fearful, right? And so what are the habits that comes to mind for you, the characteristics, the traits that this machine that you would program, that you would put into this super successful machine, what are those things? And so I want you to build the machine in your head or write it down, right? What are these traits that these people have? And then I want you to look at what you currently have and say, what am I missing that the machine has? And so what that means is you need to actually start to develop and become the machine, right? You need to become the successful machine that can 10x your business. Because if we're thinking bigger, then we need to become bigger so that we can live into what we're thinking, right? And so if we're not showing up in the way that is important for us to become that way, well, then we're never going to step into that next level. So think of the traits, the characteristics, the habits that your super successful machine has that you don't currently have. Maybe you're not consistent. Maybe you have shiny object syndrome and you go from thing to thing. Maybe you are a great starter but not a great finisher. Maybe you procrastinate. Maybe you're playing much smaller, or maybe you're overanalyzing everything instead of just taking messy action and moving forward. Whatever you put for your successful machine, I want you to develop a certain amount of characteristics over the next year. They're gonna move you forward. Now, you don't have to do everything. Pick 1 to 3 things every, let's say 30 to 60 days to really work on moving forward and becoming this person that would 10x your business. So that's the second thing you can work on, is developing these traits, developing these habits, developing the characteristics that you know this successful person needs to have that you maybe are lacking or need some improvement on. All right, so that's the second thing, is be bigger or be different than what you're currently doing. And then the third thing is you gotta act differently or act bigger than what you're doing, okay? And when I say act differently, you gotta just do different things than what you're currently doing, okay? Because again, if you keep doing what you are currently doing, you'll get what you currently got, all right? So, you can't expect different results by doing the same things that you're currently doing. What got you here will not get you there. So what are the actions that the $1 million CEO would be doing? What are the actions that the $100,000 a year CEO are doing? What are the actions the $10,000 only CEO are doing, right? You got to think of the different actions that you believe are going to help you do things differently, okay? And so obviously you can get the knowledge and the training to be able to do that, and we're happy to do that. If you see in the description below, there is a Facebook group that you can join that I lead, and we have over 12,000 at the time entrepreneurs in there. We'd love to have you. You can join that, right? Or you can, get some training. There's great trainings and knowledge all over the internet for you to be able to act differently, right? Some different actions that you can be taking to grow your business. So I want you to be thinking this though. How can I spend at least 10% of my time doing different actions than what I'm currently doing, okay? 10%, that's all I want you to do, 10%. 10% on 40 hours would be 4 hours a week. 10% on 50 hours would be 5 hours a week, okay? So if you're working 40 hours a week, that would be like 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day, I want you to take different actions than what you're currently doing. I want you to take bigger actions than what you're currently doing. Maybe that's, reaching out to influencers or other people to get in front of their audience. Maybe it is coming up with a new campaign that's going to increase the amount of cash that you collect in a certain amount of time. Maybe that is joining a coaching program that's going to make you work on different activities than you're currently working that you're not really sure what you need to do right now, right? Because that 4 hours a week might be new training that you can be doing. Maybe that's taking a new training so that you can implement something. Whatever it is, I want you to spend 10% of your time to start on acting bigger or acting differently than you currently are. Once you do that, you are going to increase your sales. You are going to increase your profit. You are going to go to the next level because you are thinking differently and bigger. You are being differently and being bigger than you currently are. And you are acting differently and acting bigger than you currently are. Once you start to do that, that becomes a habit. That becomes a new way of being. And again, what got you here will not get you there. So now you are doing something differently to get you there, to get you to that next level. So take all of this and think of, what can I implement today? What is the biggest learning I got today? And how can I use this to wrap up this year and go into 2021 with massive momentum? I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear what you thought about this video in the comments below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway is or what you're going to implement from this video. And I will see you in the comments so that we can start a conversation. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps me with what I'm doing. I appreciate all the feedback that I can get. It's an honor to watch you learn and grow, and have a great rest of your day.